So thanks to J.Lo's fashion statement, Google Images was born. That dwarfs Everest by around 4,500 feet. This can happen to each and every one of us if we are in these high pressure situations. Hey guys, welcome back to The More You Know. It's a series on YouTube where we go through interesting topics that we find on the internet. So let's get straight into the first one. Let's talk about the dress that launched 1,000 searches. So picture this, it's the year 2000. The dawn of a new millennium, and the internet is still in its awkward teenage phase. Enter Jennifer Lopez, strutting into the Grammy Awards wearing a green Versace dress. So iconic that it practically broke the internet before we even knew what that actually meant. People went crazy trying to find photos of her in that dress. The thing is, they didn't know where to search for those pictures because back then Google Images was not a thing. If you searched for something on Google, you got plain old text results. No images, no videos, just words. But J.Lo's fashion statement changed that all. The dress was so mind-blowingly popular that it became the most searched query on Google. Everyone wanted to see it, but there was no easy way to actually search for it. That's when the folks at Google realized that they have a problem. People wanted to search for images and not just text. So thanks to J.Lo's fashion statement, Google Images was born. They essentially said, we need to make it easier for people to find pictures of Jennifer Lopez. And voila, the feature that we all take for granted today was born. This wasn't just a small tweak, it was actually quite a game changer for Google. Imagine the internet without Google Images. I think each and every one of us are the first to flock to Google Images. If we need any image, that's probably the first place we look. All the images you're seeing today are probably from Google Images as well. Imagine a world without Google Images. How would we survive without being able to find pictures of cute kittens or memes or, maybe more pictures of Jennifer Lopez if that's what you're into? The internet would be a much duller place. Who knew J.Lo would conquer not just music, not just Hollywood, but also the tech industry? So yeah, there you go. That's why Google Images was formed in the first place. If you like these facts or find any of this info interesting, please hit the subscribe button below and leave a like. It really helps the algorithm and helps my videos. So thanks in advance. In my last video, if you've seen it, I mentioned towards the end during the bonus fact that Mount Everest may not be the tallest mountain in the world. Today I'm going to tell you why. Everyone and their grandma will probably tell you that it's Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. And that's even what we learned back in school. And yes, Mount Everest is pretty impressive, standing tall at 29,032 feet above sea level. Above sea level. Keep that in mind. So hold on to your hiking boots because it's not that simple. Everest is indeed the highest mountain above sea level. But if you're talking about the tallest mountain, from base of mountain to the peak of mountain, we have a new contender, Mauna Kea in Hawaii. This bad boy rises 13,803 feet above sea level, which seems pretty puny compared to the 29,000 that Everest is. But here's the plot twist. Most of Mauna Kea is underwater. If you measure it from its underwater base, which is on the ocean floor, it's over 33,500 feet tall. That's right, we got a mountain hiding underwater that dwarfs Everest by around 4,500 feet. Everest is really just the tip of the iceberg. Mauna Kea isn't actually just a mountain, it's a dominant volcano, and it has a rich cultural history as well. It's sacred to the native Hawaiians, and its summit actually holds one of the world's most advanced telescopes. So it's not only taller, but it's the hub of both cultural significance and scientific exploration. Maybe you thought that's it, but there's actually another contender. The third contender for the highest mountain title is Mount Chimborazo. I'm hoping I said that right. In Ecuador. Although it doesn't compare in height above sea level to either Mount Everest or Mauna Kea, its peak is the furthest point from the center of the earth. So this is due to the Earth's equatorial bulge. So technically, if you're standing on the top of Chimborazo, you're the closest to space that you would be. Everything is relative in this world. It depends how you choose to describe the tallest mountain. Because yes, above sea level, it is Mount Everest, but of course it depends how you choose to measure it, right? If you're talking about base to peak, we have Mauna Kea, and if you're talking about closest to space, you have Chimborazo. So next time you're trying to be the smartest person at a party, maybe you can drop this bombshell. You can tell them that technically Mauna Kea is taller than Everest. And if anyone disputes it, tell them to take it up with Poseidon because most of it is in his domain. Can you imagine an underwater hiking expedition? You got to slap on some scuba gear to start climbing. When a lot of people are asked what superpower they would want, people probably mention that they would like to slow down time or stop time. What if I told you that this is kinda possible? This isn't about time travel or some weird Doctor Who or Doctor Strange shenanigans. It's about perception. In a previous video, I mentioned how smaller animals experience time differently to bigger ones. Similarly, us humans, in certain conditions, we can perceive time as moving slower. So there's actually a research paper done about one of the greatest sports people ever and probably the greatest footballer ever, Leo Messi. So there's actually research done on why he finds it easier to dribble past people than the others. So one theory is that his brain processes information more efficiently, giving him more time to react to something, because at the end of the day, how we experience the world is all about how our brain intercepts the different signals and how we take time to respond to those signals. So as per this article, it's like he's playing in slow motion because everyone else is stuck at normal speed. So for him, he perceives it quicker than other people would. This could be due to advanced motor skills, faster neural processing, or just being so damn good that his brain is always in the zone. But it's not just athletes who experience this. Research suggests that in moments of high stress or high danger, our brains can enter a state of hyper-awareness. That is what makes us feel like time slows down. This is because our brains are processing more information per second, giving us the illusion that everything is happening in slow motion. One fascinating study involved people who had been in either car crashes or other high stress situations. They often reported the same thing, that time seemed to move slower in those instances. When a car crash was happening, they feel like everything was going slow, but they couldn't do much about it, but they felt everything in slow motion. Scientists believe that this heightened state of awareness, like hyper awareness, is our brain's way of giving us more time to react to threatening situations. Imagine if you could just tap into this ability when we wanted. Trying to catch a fast ball, your brain just goes into overdrive and suddenly you're like in the Matrix, dodging or catching whatever you need to. Of course, it's easier said than done, but this can happen to each and every one of us if we are in these high pressure situations, or if we are athletes and we're performing at the highest level, we can even tap into it on demand. So if you keep practicing, maybe even you could do it. It's time for some quick facts. So yeah, buckle up, let's go. Australia is actually wider than the moon is. If you look at the measurements here, yep, it's wider than the moon. Allodoxophobia is the fear of people's opinions. I think we all have this to some extent. I mean, if they're bad opinions, of course. But I'm assuming it's the same thing. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but yep, I feel like we all have this. So those tiny pockets in your jeans? I actually found out what the purpose for that was because I've always been wondering. And it's actually to store a pocket watch. I'm not sure if jean companies are still stuck in the mid 20th century, but the last time I checked, I don't know anyone who owns a pocket watch. So I'm not entirely sure why they do that anymore. But yeah, there you go. The more you know. Thanks for tuning into today's episode. I hope you enjoyed the facts and the theories, and if you have anything you want me to look into or any interesting facts you want me to share next time, please leave it down in the comments below. Please leave a like, please subscribe, it helps a lot, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.